Hello everyone, I am Georgia, and in this video I wanted to talk to you about one of the first manifestations that I've ever consciously manifested. The first conscious manifestation that I've ever manifested was, of course, a text message, and to be specific, like a specific text message that I wanted to receive from a specific person. But at that time, things kind of went left with somebody that I was in a sort of relationship with. And what happened was that when we broke things off, as I was learning about the law of attraction, I wanted to test it out. So my first impulse was to just text this person, try to do as much as I could just to bring this person back. This was the first impulse that I had because we're conditioned this way. When somebody's taken away from us, we try with all of our strength, with everything we got, to get the person back. But this is not how it works manifestation wise. So even if my impulse was to text him, try to convince him, talk to him and stuff, I decided, you know what, let me step back from this, let me do the inner work. And this is what I've done, but this was my very first conscious manifestation that I was trying to accomplish. So of course I had no prior experience with this, so I decided to fully trust and that what I was doing was working. All I wanted was a specific text. So in my mind, I kept visualizing the moment where I actually received the text. I saw the screen of my phone receiving the text from the specific person saying the specific message. This is probably the technique that really helps me the most with visualizing and feeling and dwelling in the end state. So I think I have pretty much done the work for 2 weeks straight. In the meantime, I was also scared of seeing this person being with somebody else. And guess what? This manifested really fast. He was not the type of person to just upload Insta stories with girls or other people in general. But since I was so scared of it, it happened. It manifested. I saw him being with somebody else. And even in that moment, I felt like reaching out to him, I just felt like reaching out to him because I felt it's been so short of amount of time. It has been so little time since we kind of broke up and you're already meeting somebody else. But everything was just my creation. Everything was my creation. I was scared of it happening, so it happened because I unconsciously saw this happening in my mind over and over again. I was asking myself, what if he's with somebody else? What if I open Instagram and I see his story with somebody else? What if? All these what ifs that eventually manifested. So even at that point, my first impulse that I got was to reach out to him. But even at that point, I told myself, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm doing the inner work. So I proceeded with this and I convinced myself, you know what, he will reach out to me because this person does not compare to me. He doesn't feel as good as he felt with me, with this person. So he will reach out to me eventually. And I visualized the moment where he reached out to me until it actually happened. But before it happened, this is the breakthrough that I wanted to talk about. I had a breakthrough because at one point I saw no movement. Nothing was happening. And since it was my first conscious manifestation, I didn't know if what I was doing was right, what I was doing was wrong. I just persisted in it because it felt good. Visualizing him texting me felt good. So I proceeded. I kept on visualizing it until I actually manifested it. But yeah, the breakthrough that I wanted to talk about was one night I told myself, you know what, it's not worth the effort. I just told myself, yeah, it would be nice to have him texting me, but I told myself that I did not want to obsess over this person, obsess over receiving the specific text from this person because it was not worth the effort. I kind of stepped back and I said, okay, it doesn't really matter anymore. It's okay. I remember that I said something like, screw this, I don't care anymore. Like I don't care. I will manifest somebody better. It happened at night. This thing where I just completely like let it go, but I let it go in a way that I didn't care about the outcome because I was okay either way. Like I was at the point where I put so much effort in visualizing and doing all the things that I knew I was doing correctly, but apparently there was something missing, which was my attachment. So in the moment where I went to sleep after telling myself, screw this, I'm over this, I don't care, I will manifest somebody better, that's what I did. The next morning I woke up, I didn't even think about this person, but the very first thing I saw the next morning after I have done like this kind of realization where I didn't want to stress over it and where I kind of let it go unconsciously, it was the exact text message that I wanted to receive from this person. I completely let it go. And you can let it go, not drastically as I did, because I was like discouraged. That was my first manifestation, so I let it all go. Like I did not care. I was like, screw this. And it worked because I let go of every single tiny bit of resistance that I had. I didn't know I had it, but in the moment I let it go, I felt something like lifting off my shoulders. That's when you know that you let go of resistance and tension, because in the moment where you say screw this, everything suddenly feels lighter. So this is how you can actually tell whether you really let go of all the resistance and stress and tension from what you want. So the next morning I was so surprised. Like I did not expect it because I let go, so I was very surprised. And that was the first time I've ever actually experienced conscious manifesting. It felt surprising and good, but that was the moment where I realized that everything is true. Everything that is thought about the law of attraction is true, and that we are in control. So of course, when I received the text message, even though the night before I said screw this, when I received it, it felt good. So as I remember now, actually, when he texted me, of course, we had to like have a little conversation before he actually sent me the message that I wanted to receive. So we talked a little bit and then he actually said, I miss you. That was the moment where I realized that it worked, that I got the specific text message that I imagined. So my job was complete. So yeah, the breakthrough actually happened in the moment where I released all the resistance, all the tensions that I had, even though I believed I had none. But you know, whenever you have expectations, it's normal to actually have a little bit of resistance. And the moment where that resistance is zero, that's when the manifestation is happening. So you actually have to get aware of how resistant you are to what you want, because consciously maybe you're telling yourself, oh, like I have no attachment to this, I'm okay regardless I manifest this or not. But deep down, maybe you're telling that to convince yourself that you have no resistance, but you actually have to be transparent and honest with yourself and really like self-examine yourself to know if there is a little bit of resistance left or anything that can help you to get clear about what's happening within yourself. I remember that when I knew nothing about manifestation, I used to find a lot of comfort like listening to other people's manifestation stories, because it is helpful when people give you instructions on how to manifest. But I believe that it's even more helpful when people share about their own manifestation stories so that others can relate and you can put yourself in other people's shoes to understand better, to have a better understanding of the whole thing. So this is actually everything for today's video, and I hope you found this helpful. And whatever thing you're going through, or if you want to have like and if you need any advice, if I can help you, I will. I surely will, through the comments or anything. Just like let me know how everything is going for you. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.